Wow, what an incredible, I just love the word wow. Can you tell? What an incredible day we're having here today as we kick off our Woman of Worth Summit. We have 3 power-packed days, and today is the first, and you are going to hear from some of the most amazing women on the planet. So I'd like to just first say welcome to the first Woman of Worth Summit. These are honoring the 2022 award winners, and we are so happy that you are here today. I cannot wait to share these beautiful, amazing women with you. Some of these women are collaborating together, and this is one of the things that I say is so important about a woman of worth. We collaborate, we cooperate, but we are never in competition with one another. We are always there to cheer each other on. It's one of the benefits of being a woman of worth. And these women are helping one another shine even brighter. Without further ado, I'm now going to start our presentation, introduce our first speaker. She is an incredible woman. And you know what? She's actually known as the midwife for the brokenhearted. She helps kingdom-minded women gain spiritual and mental tools they need to heal from trauma and hurt of infidelity so that they can birth their way into their purpose. She's also a many-time author and all-around amazing person. We also co-hosted a TV show called Uncomfortable Conversations together. And trust me, she is not afraid to have those uncomfortable conversations. Please welcome Dr. Katrina Esau, Wow Award winner for 2022, to the stage.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sherri. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, beautiful. You look amazing.
Thank you so much. It is such an honor and a privilege to share this stage with you, to be on this stage. I can't tell you enough how grateful I am to be one of the founders and to be a part of the 2022 Women of Worth. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So I hope you all are ready to get started. I love to see those emojis going up the screen. So make sure you are engaging and interacting with me tonight. I don't have a whole lot of time to be before you, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. But thank you so much to each and every one of you that are here. I invite you to click on my profile pic and you can learn more about me. Don't do that while I'm talking though, because you're going to be distracted. But thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Hurt, betrayal, bitterness, anger, resentment, insecurity, lack of trust, envy, unforgiveness, hate. What did I do wrong? What if I would have? What if I didn't? It's my fault. These are some of the feelings associated with the trauma of cheating, and perhaps some of the things that you may have even said to yourself if you found yourself in this situation. But I'm here to tell you, it is not your fault. You are not alone. And it's not uncommon to have this type of dialogue with yourself when dealing with the trauma of infidelity. The great news is this. You can walk in a place called healed, joy, laughter, peace. You can have all of that on the other side of infidelity. And I am a living witness. Listen, some 20 years ago, almost now, I walked through infidelity, and I can tell you I'm a much better person on the other side of it. It didn't seem like it when I was in it. It didn't seem like it when I was going through my process. But let me tell you, you can have joy and you can certainly have peace. You may be listening and saying, well, that's not my story, Dr. K. I've never dealt with cheating. Or I'm already healed. I went through it. I went through my process. I did my work, and I'm where you're talking about today or what you were about to share. But let me say this. Infidelity hits 1 in 2.5 couples. So if it's not you, then perhaps someone you know. Think about that statistic. 1 in almost 3 couples go through infidelity and cheating. I'm going to share with you 3 steps tonight that you can take to begin your healing journey. Again, there is hope on the other side. The very first step that you can take is acknowledge where you are. It's okay not to be okay. Take an assessment of how you feel. So many times people will say, well, hi, how are you? And we're so quick to say, I'm okay, everything is well. But we're crumbling on the inside. We're broken. We're hurting. We're crying. We're crying out, hoping that someone will see I'm not okay. But yet we will not allow ourselves to say, I'm not okay. Today is not a good day. I challenge you to take off that mask and to say, I'm not okay. Especially as believers, so many times we want to say, I'm doing well. I'm highly favored in the Lord. But yet we go home and we cry and our tears become our meat. It's okay not to be okay. Acknowledge where you are in your process. The second step is to decide. Make a decision and give 100% to that decision. I know for me, when I first started going through my healing process, one day I would be wanting to fight for my marriage. The next day, when I was looking at things being turned upside down, nothing working out, didn't look like what I thought it was going to look like, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Just let me get a divorce. Let me heal. Let me go about my way and just start over. And I vacillated. Divorce, stay, divorce, stay, divorce, stay. And I did that until one day I had a defining moment, and it became clear to me that it was a generational curse. It was something my parents dealt with, something my grandparents dealt with, my great grandparents. Divorce was a generational curse. And so I decided on that day that I didn't want my daughter to have to walk through something because I wasn't willing to give it my all, because I wasn't willing to give it 100% and to fight for my marriage. And I decided that day that divorce no longer could be an option. And I challenge you to make a decision, whatever it is, whether you just decide to stay, to leave, whether you decide to put in the work for your healing or not, but give it all of you. Don't have a plan A, B, and C. Sometimes we'll say, well, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to save some money over here just in case it doesn't work out the way I want it to, or the way I think it ought to. I'll be ready. I'll be prepared. No. When you have divided focus, it's hard to get the results that you desire because you're giving your focus to more than one thing. You have to put your hands to the plow. You have to put your hands to work and work on what you have decided 100%. And which leads me to the third point is your why. When you understand why you are doing a thing, it will help you in those dark days. It will help you in those moments where you question, did I make the right decision? Is this what I was supposed to do? You have to go back to that why. Your why will carry you in those moments where it looks contrary to the promise. Your why will carry you on those dark days when it looks like nothing is working for you, when it looks like you're making 2 steps and you're getting knocked back 10. When you start having those moments of heaviness and questioning yourself and your worth, go back to your why. Why am I doing this? Why is it important for me to heal? Why is it important for me to give this marriage my all? Why? Why am I doing it? If you can acknowledge, and somebody put in the comments for me, the first step is acknowledge where you are. Acknowledge it. Number 2, somebody put it in the comments for me, decide. Decide what you're doing. Don't have the plan B and plan C. Decide, I am going to fight for me. Decide, I am going to heal. I am going to give 100% to my healing. No longer will I put a Band-Aid on this broken arm. No longer will I put a mask on this cracked up face. I am going to do the work and heal from the inside out. I am a woman of worth. I am worthy of the investment into me. I'm worthy of the time commitment, because it will cost you something. It will cost you something, and you have to be willing to pay the price, because here's the thing, you're going to pay one way or the other. You're going to pay to see the fruit of your labor, or you're going to pay and see the demise of yourself for not fighting, for not making the decision, for not making a choice. You're going to pay one way or the other. You may as well have good fruit. And then the third one again is know your why. It is so important. It is so, so, so important. I can't stress it enough to know why you're doing what you're doing. And if you haven't already, somebody put it in the comments. So you have all three of your steps: acknowledging where you are, deciding, and knowing your why. And I'm going to say this in closing as my time is coming to an end. If you find yourself in a place where you're saying, you know what, that wasn't enough for me, I need to go deeper. I'm tired of crying myself to sleep at night. I'm tired of putting on the mask, acting like everything is okay. I've done everything I know to do, and I keep coming to this dead end. I keep coming to this barrier, and I don't know which step to take. I don't know which direction to turn. I invite you to work with me, because working with me is more than about overcoming infidelity. It's about shifting the trajectory of your life and the generations to come. If you're ready to take that journey of forgiveness and hope and healing, doing it God's way, I invite you to click the Infidelity Hurts image to the right of your screen and schedule your consultation. Schedule a one-on-one coaching consultation, and let's dig deeper. If it's not you, if you said, hey, that ain't my story, I'm sure you know someone. Share the link with them. Share it with a friend that you know can use a midwife to help them to take this journey of healing and to have their broken heart healed. Because the beauty of this all is, I'm not telling you about something I've read about, y'all. I'm telling you about something I've walked. I've walked this journey. It's been almost 20 years now, and I could not be where I am without going through it. And there is so much more. You are worth it. You are worth the investment. You are worth the healing. You are worth the work, because it's all about somebody else that you are connected to. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn it back over to Sherri.
Oh, gosh, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like lit on fire. I love Dr. Katrina Esau. Her passion for helping those brokenhearted is just so powerful. The chat was absolutely blowing up. So one of the questions that we got, Dr. Katrina, is how long did it take to rebuild the trust and not doubt what the person said? Which I think is an amazing question.
I get that question all the time. How long does it take? And the truth is, I can't give you a definitive answer. Each of our situations are different. I'll tell you, for me, it was probably around year maybe 7-ish or so. For me, it took a minute, because you have to realize, and I know we don't have time to go into it, but like my first 3 years, we were separated. And then when my husband came back home, he came back home right before he had to turn himself into prison. So we were technically separated another 3 years, because how many of you know that you can have conversations and you can say what you're going to do, but we're not in the same household? Because in my mind, you just telling me what I want to hear because you need support while you locked up. And so even when he came home, there was work, and there was some things that we had to put in place. There were some triggers and some barriers that I had to work to overcome. So it probably took around, like I said, probably around 7 or 8 years before I got to the place to where I could actually say, I can trust you again.
And I think, it's a testament, and that's one of the things, and we've talked about this before, is that I think it's such a wonderful thing that you do, because you not only, like you say, I don't just talking about this because I've read a book. I mean, you wrote a book, I'm sure you read a book too, but you walked this walk, you're not just talking a talk. You've been here and done that. And that's one of the reasons why I think, you are an absolute expert in this, because this is not an easy step to walk through, right? And why not get the guidance from someone that can help you understand it? So you can also click on Dr. Katrina's on the left side on her face, and I believe that she has a free ebook for you as well. Or click and make an appointment with her. You'll be so glad you did. Please share that link with those who need it. Thank you, Dr. Katrina Esau.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor.